Hello, Deborah Leanne here, and I'm coming to you with another episode of Authentic Life Radio. And today is all about continuing this project I'm on of living and leading and loving and teaching about shining. And shining, I'm learning I need to explain. It's not a language that we use. It's not certain actions that we take. It's not, it doesn't come from projecting and forcing this light that we are on anyone. It's an inside job. It's about being, it's about being. And when I started this morning, it was basically because I see how often we are looking for answers of what we need to do differently to be more magnetic, to be more successful, to make more money, to find the love of our life, to create more joy, whatever it is. It's all about this outside-in approach, which is exactly the opposite of what shine and shining is, in my definition. And when we are leaders that are constantly looking at strategies and action plans and measuring our all of the numbers that show how effective and impactful we are, and we are not paying attention to the inside work of shifting our awareness, of checking in, tuning in, and finding out what's really going on within us, we can be the word that comes up on is opposed to shining is we're shedding all of our stuff all over everybody else. It's like my cat right now. When I pet him, I love petting him and holding him, but then I'm covered in cat hair. And the only way that I get to love on him right now is to brush him, which I'm lucky that he enjoys that, because then I can be being affectionate with him as well as not getting covered with the hair. But the whole point is when we shine on someone, it should feel good to their system if they're open to it. It's like the sun shining. If we are loud and blatant and do you see me and let me show you how bright I can be kind of sun, we'll blister and burn those poor people that we're trying to shine on. And that's the key. It's trying versus being. It's not, it's the Yoda thing that he says in Star Wars. There is no try. It's just be. So let's start by getting really focused on how to remember how to shine in a really quick minute. And these steps, I will take a little bit longer explaining them, but it is, once you get them down and you remember, you can get there instantly. I'll tell you my shortcut when we get done through this. So to start off, to really shine, we need to be grounded and connected. Our mind, heart, body, soul, above, below, and within, all lined up. And once that happens, we are enough aware of all of our physicality and our spirituality, and that we can just shine from there because we're full of ourself and we're shining from the just by being our brilliant self. We don't have to do anything. We don't have to do anything except remember that we already have a light. In some cases, we may want to turn it on or turn it up because we have dimmed them. We have dimmed ourselves down, played it small, played it safe, tried to fit into whatever boxes and expectations that the world or social media or our job or our families have tried to put us in. And even then, we feel the discomfort. We feel our light trying to escape from the cracks in the box or through the edges that aren't quite sealed solidly. And that is where we are out of alignment, when we know that we have more to shine and share, and we're being, we feel like we're suffocating. We feel like we're being squished down. And it's almost like when you're in a pool with a float and you've got one of those noodles or some kind of inflatable thing that you can sit on and it keeps you afloat. And as soon as you get off of it, as soon as you take out the noodle from underneath your arms or your legs, it'll pop up to the top. That is our natural essence. It's wanting to get to the surface and get out and not be held down. So let's do a little plugging in and connecting right in this moment. And I am currently sitting in a chair that is close to a fountain because I'm doing this in a shared space. I'm at a business lodge, a co-working space, and it's there's a training going on in the back room, and the mall is right outside, and there's the mall's music, and I've tried to muffle all of that. So normally I'm in a sacred space within my home, and it's easier for me to connect in and walk around and feel into my energy within. So here I am sitting crunched in the corner. So I'm going to stand up. And if you're in a space that you can do that, I invite you to as well. Standing up and doing a quick moving back and forth of my hips just to activate the lower level, the lower half of my body physically. And then allowing my feet to get heavy and just to spread wide open, even opening my toes and pressing them into the ground and allowing them to connect and be held electromagnetically to this lovely planet we call home and Earth and Mother and Gaia. And do that exchange thing where we breathe in that physical energy and we breathe out and send out all of the energy that we don't want to carry, the nervousness, the what's going on next, the what just happened before this moment, anything that is keeping us from tapping into this present moment. And breathing really helps. So breathing long, deep breaths in through the nose and exhaling, and letting that energy fall back into Mother Earth's arms. The next thing we want to do is to go into a place where we are feeling connected to all that is. And I actually feel that I like to open my heart by rubbing my hand on my chest, letting my shoulders drop, and expansively breathing into my chest and breathing out and letting that relax. And just remembering that I have a bright light in that beautiful heart of mine that cannot be shut down ever. And letting it shine out the front of my body and out the back of my body. And lastly, to connect to all that is unseen, to connect to all of the stars and the heavens and the God energy, the universe, the galaxies, all of that, and know that we are way more, much more of this type of unseen energy than we are the physical energy that we spend so much time in our human lives worrying about how we look, if we've got the right clothes on, if we're getting older, or we're not the perfect weight, or if we need to exercise more, or put more makeup on, or get a haircut, or any of those things. That has nothing to do with shining. It does make a difference if we're wanting to treat ourselves and look as shiny as we feel. But the feeling has to start within. And then we'll be guided to know, oh, I really want to let my hair down and be wild and curly. Or I want to go get it all cut off and have it cute and pixie and easy. Or I want to, wear no makeup or a lot of makeup. Or I want to honor myself today by dressing in my favorite, most comfortable clothes. Whatever it is. But the feeling of our essence, of our light, is what our guidance system is. It's our inner GPS. And that is how we then take inspired action based on listening to what our inner voice is saying. So going back to this being and connecting in with our breath and our body and being still. And what is it that we are uniquely qualified and gifted and talented to do? Do we have a big vision? And then how can we make that happen by taking one step closer to it today? As we move into this next version of ourselves, what would be the most amazing thing to do today, to eat today, to choose today, to be with today, to learn today, to get to that next most brilliant level of us? And can we love where we are right now? All of our weirdness, all of our baggage, all of our wounding that we've brought forward, we can choose to pretend like it's not there, or we can choose to love it all and know this is who I am. Each of the experiences that I've had in my life have brought me to this moment. And how can I most shine with love? It's the self-love. And in this moment, how can I just turn that on, tuning in and loving where I am in this moment, feeling the pleasure of this connectedness of my mind, heart, body, soul to all that is. Feeling hopefully some sense of joy. Most women, when I take them through this getting present exercise, it brings a small or sometimes bigger smile to their face because they're tapping into who they are, and they love what they see. They love what they feel. They love what they're seeing on the inside. And that is what we want. We want to fall so in love with who we are on the inside that love radiates from us. And it just shines. We don't have to do anything about it. We don't have to tweak it, fix it. We don't have to do anything. Because when we shine, it is the natural glow of our radiating our love and our light. It's the same thing as when we fall in love with someone. We just glow. When we're pregnant and so happy, we glow. When something really wonderful happens to us, people will say, wow, what's going on with you? Because they can see it in our aura, in our eyes that are lit up, in the almost can't hold it back smile, in the easy laughter, in the bursting into song or dance. Just like a child who's so happy, it's really hard to contain that effervescent and beautiful energy that wants to shine from us. And yeah, there's days when it's not as bright. And we can look at that and go, what is dimming my light? Do I want to hang with that for a while? It's okay. Knowing that just like the new moon, when the moon goes dark from the shadow on it, that it'll emerge full and bright 2 weeks later. Just like the clouds that cover up the sun when we have a storm, they move past, and the sun is always there during the day. When it goes down at nighttime, we know and trust that it will come up again in the morning. And how can we trust that our light is always there? That right now there might be a shadow on it, or we might be turned away from it. And it's our choice. Do we want to turn back towards it? Do we want to trust it? Do we want to know that this is a temporary thing of being in the dark? This is a key thing, not just for women, not just for leaders, but for all of us to get back to our essence and stop trying to be something that we're not. Stop trying to pretend, play act, or hide from the brilliant lights that we are. And when we do, and we shine, and others shine, it will create so much more light that it will shift the dense, heavy, angry ugliness that a lot of us are seeing in the world right now. And I believe every one of us has to turn this on to a level where we are turning up our essence so that we can see and connect on a deeper level, so that we can love on a deeper level. We can create on a deep and impactful level the change that we want to see in the world. And in whatever stage you're in of growth, change, evolving, metamorphosing, we're all in it right now. It's a very fast and moving energy. And we can choose to go with the flow and allow it to take us where our next level of beingness is. Or we can stand and play, the stuck game of I'm not doing it, I will not change, and then just watch what happens. And that's what I see is happening. There's a lot of things falling away. Old ways of being, old paradigms, old institutional and systemic barriers between us. Because once the barriers are gone, and we all remember that we are all here to do our great work in the world, that's when real change can happen. And it starts with really being internal and opening to how brilliant we are and knowing that nobody else out there can hurt us. I don't know what this fear is that is keeping us small and dim, but when we feel it, when we feel the anxiety and the fear arising in us, it's a good time to check in and go, what's running that? Where's it coming from? Is it mine? Is it coming from outside? And how am I letting it in? Time to turn my light back up, because that will dispel all the shadows. It's kind of like looking under the bed. See, the monster's not there. But we have to look. We have to start within. Tune in, turn it on, and turn it up. Are you going to join me on this crusade, this challenge, this evolutionary path of shining? I hope so. I'm really delighted to have a couple more workshops coming up to explore the mind and the heart versions of shine. And the body, I just confirmed the space for the retreat coming up in October. It's going to be an amazing opportunity for us to embody this with many more. I have about 45 practices to share with you on how to shine and walk with it and own it and reconnect with it and play with it and enjoy it and be fearless in our shining. It takes courage, and it takes a lot of trust of ourselves, trusting of our light and our magic. So, okay, I appreciate every one of you who listens and shares with me some feedback, and I'm asking for your, again, if this has spoken to you, if it has brought up questions, if it has opened a crack of some new way of being for you. I am delighted to hear that. So share with me and share this with someone else who you think might want to hear it. And until our next time together, shine on, sisters. We need each and every one of us to do it as brightly and courageously as we can in this time. Thanks. Be well.